Welcome to another edition of the Simple Live virtual cooking class. Hey, my name is Chef Brian Curley, and today I'm going to do another live step-by-step breakdown of a high-protein meal prep entree that I created recently. This is another delicious, healthy entree that I want you to learn how to cook at home, and I really think you're going to enjoy this one. And after that, I'm going to share a special offer that I created to give you the tools you need right at your fingertips to reach the full potential of your cooking abilities without going to culinary school or slaving away for years in restaurants like I did. So first, let's talk for a bit about what Simple is and how you can use it as a tool to break the cycle of unhealthy eating choices. Now, I have a different approach to meal prep than most people who work in fitness. I've been a chef here in San Diego for many years, running season catering and events. And in that time, I've tested like hundreds of recipes using healthy ingredients that my customers still enjoy today. And I make new ones all the time. So it's a kind of a never-ending process, which I enjoy. I've also heard a lot of misconceptions about what healthy meal prep actually is. Now, a lot of people think that deciding to eat nutritious foods means giving up the foods with the flavors that they crave, the foods that they've enjoyed for their whole lives. There's this notion that if you're going to live a healthy lifestyle, then your eating options are going to be bad. You're not going to enjoy it. But I've done this long enough to know that's just not the case. Now, the thing is, like, I eat all the food that I cook, all these recipes that you've seen me make, I'm eating all of those. And my meal prep is literally the foundation for staying healthy and has been for many years. So it's a thing that I hope to continue for my whole life. After cooking professionally for 21 years, what I found is that you don't need a lot of sugar and fat to 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 cook food that you actually get excited, you look forward to eating. You don't need all that stuff. You really just need to practice the techniques that chefs have been using for hundreds of years to transform good quality raw ingredients into the mouth-watering dishes that you look forward to eating. So I'm going to crack into this week's recipe. Um, we're going to do a seared steak recipe, and I have the recording. So what I'm going to do is we're going to play the recording, watch it together, and I'm going to I'm just going to narrate it. Basically, I'll narrate it live. And since I made this recording go pretty fast, I'm going to slow it down in a few spots to give us a little bit more time to understand all the steps here. All right. So this week we're going to break down the pan-seared steak with lemon pesto orzo, charred broccolini, and pickled sweet peppers. Let's get into it.
Well, 1 cup water.
Oops. And like I said, I'm gonna turn off the recorded narration, and I'm gonna do the narration here. So we're gonna pour some water, some red wine vinegar, some agave syrup into the pan. We're gonna bring that liquid to a boil, and then we're gonna pour in the sliced sweet peppers to make the pickled sweet peppers. So pickling is a pretty quick process. You just boil the liquid, and then you add in your main ingredient, and you just boil it for a little while, and then you take it out to finish the pickling process as it cools. So you see that's boiling, and then we're gonna set it aside to cool. So that's the first step here. We got that done. And the next thing we're gonna cook our steak. So I got a little bit of oil, as you saw. We're gonna get that oil smoking hot, and then when it's ready to go, we're gonna season our steaks with salt and black pepper. Now for this one I used a combination of New York steaks and ribeye steaks. I like both of them. They both work really well. That I prefer the taste of the ribeye personally, but like I use a combination, but you can just choose one or the other, or do like I did and use a combination. So salt and pepper on both sides. And then once oil is hot, the steaks are gonna go in. We're gonna sear them on one side until they're nice and brown. And then we'll carefully flip them over using a pair of tongs. We're gonna add some garlic and some butter to the pan. Now, you'll notice these steaks are a little bit on the thin side. So what that means is they're not gonna take as long to cook. Now, when they're kind of thin, I like to cook them really hot and really quick. So these steaks didn't take much longer than 6 minutes, I believe. I'm gonna stack them a little bit. I'm gonna start basting them with this garlic butter. That's gonna infuse them with a lot of delicious aromatic garlic flavor. They're all done. So I'm gonna set them aside on a sheet pan to cool off. And once they're cool, we're gonna slice them. But in the meantime, let's do the rest of this dish. Oh yes, and pour that garlic butter over it. Delicious. So I got a pot of water, brought it to a boil. And what we're gonna do is pour some salt in there, and we're gonna blanch some spinach. We're gonna blanch the spinach for about 30 seconds. That's all it needs. And then we're gonna strain it out. We got our spinach out there in a container. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make the lemon pesto sauce right now. And the blanched spinach is gonna be part of this pesto sauce. It's that component that keeps it nice and bright green with that great color. The orzo, we're gonna boil the orzo in the same pot. Water's still boiling. Boil the orzo. It's gonna be about 6 or 7 minutes. Pour that out. Cool down the orzo. Pour it into a mixing bowl. We're gonna toss it with some oil so it doesn't stick together. And now I got the broccolini. We're gonna season it with salt and some more chopped garlic. And this is gonna get mixed up, and we're gonna put it on a sheet pan, evenly spread it out there. And this is gonna get charred under the broiler in your oven. So it's gonna get kind of a little bit brown on the top, so that nice charred flavor. You can do that just as well on the grill. I'm cooking indoors, so we're gonna use the oven broiler. I get great results with this. So I would say maybe 4 or 5 minutes under the broiler until it's brown, then pull it out. All done. Now in a mixing bowl, we got some oil. I believe I used avocado oil, some more chopped garlic, toasted hazelnuts. I'm sorry, this is for the pesto. We're gonna make this pesto in the mixing bowl. A few more ingredients here: some lemon zest, lemon juice, Parmesan cheese, fresh basil to give it that delicious flavor, some water, the blanched spinach, salt and pepper. And I'm going to use an immersion blender to blend this all up until it's nice and smooth. You could also use an upright blender, like a smoothie blender. That works just as well. I like this stick blender. I get good results with that. So we'll puree it up. That'll be about 30 seconds till it's nice and smooth and bright green. Set that aside. Remember our pickled sweet peppers? We're going to strain them out of the pickling liquid and set them aside in a bowl. And we won't be saving the liquid. Time to slice that steak. I like to slice it at an angle. Kind of gives it a nicer appearance. Makes each slicer look bigger if you slice it at an angle. The orzo goes into a mixing bowl. We mix it with that delicious pesto. So tasty. And so our pesto orzo will go in the meal prep containers first. That'll be the base. I love that color. And then we put the sliced pickled sweet peppers on top, the steak on top of that, and we're gonna garnish it with our charred broccolini. And that is it. We're all set. Put some lids on it, toss it in the refrigerator, and your meal prep for the week is done. So, hope you enjoy that. I'm going to sure exit out of here, and let's see. I'll go back to the regular screen here. So, let me see. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed that video. It was a lot of fun to make that dish. It was even more fun to eat it, I'll be honest. And so now here we are, like we're a couple weeks into January. I think it's the second week of January, 3rd, starting off 2025. Seems like if you haven't decided to become nutritionally self-reliant, this is a great time to decide to take back your nutrition into your own hands to support your own fitness. Unless you can afford a personal chef, you're kind of we're all kind of at the mercy of whatever's convenient and whatever you're craving if we're not doing our own meal prep. But I think when you know how to cook like a chef using real nutritious ingredients, you're essentially taking back your power from the corrupt food industry and you're removing yourself from a system that really does not serve you. So that's what you're going to learn how to do when you become a Simple Insider. And when you become a premium member of Simple for just $19 a month, you're not getting a cookbook that you're just going to read once and leave on a shelf to collect dust. You're getting a series of online tools. You're getting a series of online tools to become nutritionally self-reliant so you can permanently end junk food cravings and quit sabotaging your metabolism. Now, if this sounds like something you've been missing, I want you to head over to my website right now, click on the premium membership, and get a head start on supporting your health naturally in 2025. And when you become an insider, you're going to basically be light years ahead of almost everyone at the gym when it comes to supporting your body's nutritional needs. So here's what you're going to get. I'm going to list a few of the benefits that Simple Insiders receive. Now, every week you're going to get a written breakdown of a high protein dish that I create and share with my readers. I've already done like 31 or 32 of them, and I'm going to keep creating new ones, and you'll keep getting them in your email inbox. So you get a breakdown of a high protein dish that I create and share with my readers. Each week I go into detail about a subject that's going to help you become a more skilled, confident cook. And that's available to all my readers, the free subscribers and the paid ones. But I save the most important information for Simple Insiders. The Simple Insiders section is where you get the full step-by-step written recipe, which includes the ingredients and the quantities you need, so your dish comes out perfect every time. There's no extra guesswork. Now, after I shoot the video of me cooking the dish, what I do is I taste it and I adjust the quantities of the ingredients so that when you make the dish at home, it'll turn out perfectly if you follow my revised written directions. So basically, when I create a new dish, I'm kind of estimating what all the ingredient quantities are. I I record the dish, record a video of me cooking it, and then I'll say, okay, it needs a little bit more lemon juice or a little bit less salt or a little bit less olive oil, and I'll make those adjustments. So when you get the dish, when you get the recipe as a Simple Insider, all the quantities are the revised, perfected ones. You're also going to get the full length video that's unlisted on YouTube. So only Simple Insiders have the link. You can watch each step on your phone while you're cooking it. You know, you can have a spatula in your right hand, you have your phone in your left hand, and you're watching a video of me cooking it, and you're doing the same thing, which I like to think it minimizes the mistakes and it makes it easier for you. So you're also gonna get all the links to buy all the ingredients online through Amazon Fresh. So you can save an hour of shopping and get all the ingredients delivered right to your front door. That way you don't have to drive to the store, push a shopping cart, check out. That's such a hassle. You can skip all that. You're going to save a ton of time by skipping the shopping trip. In addition to that, you're going to get a free resource that'll show you how to use a chef's knife safely and precisely so you can cut with confidence. It's a video that I made called Knife Skills Mastery. And once you practice these skills, you're going to feel like a professional in the kitchen. You're going to feel like you finally got a real solid feel for how to use a chef's knife. You're also going to get access to my weekly Q&A session every Tuesday, right after the virtual cooking class. This one we're at here is the virtual cooking class. This Q&A session is exclusively for Simple Insiders, so you can ask me any question you have about cooking. For example, if I didn't explain something well enough in the recipe, you can ask me on the weekly Zoom session, on the Q&A session, and I'll do my best to explain it to you. So here's what I want you to do. If you haven't joined Simple Insider yet, head over to cooksimple.beehive.com/upgrade. And let me show you how to do that right now. We're going to go to the browser, type it right in. beehive.com/upgrade. And so basically you see here, you have 3 options to subscribe. Now the free option only includes the basic features, but you'll get all the tools I just described to you when you choose either the monthly or the annual paid subscription. Now most people choose the monthly subscription because you get all these features for the first month for free. And if you like the subscription, you can keep it for just $19 a month. If it's not for you, you can cancel before the month is up and you pay nothing. So if you've ever thought, hey, maybe now is the time that I start taking cooking seriously once and for all, or hey, I should do a better job of setting myself up with meals for the week so I'm not asking what's for dinner every night. Or maybe you've already got a meal prep routine, but you're tired of cooking the same 3 or 4 dishes, then I would encourage you to click the link in the video description and become a Simple Insider today. I get feedback from new members all the time. They're actually excited to eat their own creations now that they're inspired to cook the simple way. So if you're an insider already, I'll be opening up the weekly Q&A session right after this, so you can get all your cooking questions answered. You can go ahead and exit this meeting and click the link to join the Q&A meeting that was sent in the last email. And for everyone else, that's all I got for this week. I will see you next Tuesday at 3 p.m. Pacific time for the next simple virtual cooking class. Thanks for joining me.